The storm came without warning. Snow fell heavily across the small mountain town. The wind howled through empty streets. Most people were already inside their homes. But at the edge of town, 9 motorcycles struggled through the blizzard. The riders were members of the Hells Angels biker club. Their leader, Mike Carter, tried to keep control of his bike. But the road was almost invisible. Then suddenly, one motorcycle slid on the ice. Another followed. Within seconds, all 9 riders were stranded in the freezing storm. And if they didn't find shelter soon, the night might become deadly. A few hundred yards away, a small wooden house stood alone near the road. Inside lived Grandma Ruth Johnson. She was 72 years old. Her home was simple. Old furniture, a warm fireplace, and a kettle always ready for tea. Ruth had lived in that house for 40 years. Most nights were quiet. But tonight, she heard something unusual. Motorcycles. Outside. In the middle of a blizzard. Ruth opened her door carefully. Snow blew inside instantly. Through the storm she saw them. 9 large bikers standing beside their frozen motorcycles. Leather jackets. Heavy boots. And patches that read Hells Angels. Most people in town would have shut the door immediately. But Ruth didn't. Instead she stepped forward. "You boys look frozen." The bikers exchanged surprised looks. No one had ever greeted them like that before. Mike stepped forward. "Ma'am, we're sorry to bother you. Our bikes won't start. We'll leave as soon as the storm clears." Ruth shook her head. "In this weather? You'll freeze before morning." She stepped aside and opened the door wider. "Come inside." For a moment, none of the bikers moved. Then Jake whispered, "Did a grandma just invite us in?" Inside the small house, the smell of soup filled the air. Ruth placed bowls on the table. Hot soup, bread, and steaming tea. The bikers sat quietly. Their tough faces softened. They hadn't eaten all day. Jake looked around the small room. "Ma'am, you sure this is okay?" Ruth smiled. "Everyone deserves warmth on a night like this." Hours passed. The storm outside grew worse. But inside the house, the fireplace crackled. The bikers told stories about the road. About long rides and distant cities. Ruth listened carefully. Then she told them about her life. Her husband who had passed away years ago. Her children who now lived far away. For the first time in a long time, the house felt full again. By morning, the storm finally ended. The bikers stepped outside. Their motorcycles were completely buried in snow. It would take hours to dig them out. Ruth came outside with a shovel. "Looks like you boys need help." The bikers laughed. But they quickly realized something. This little grandmother had saved their lives. Mike looked at the house. Then back at Ruth. "You didn't have to help us. Most people are afraid of us." Ruth shrugged. "I just saw 9 cold men." Mike nodded slowly. Then he spoke clearly. "From today forward, no one messes with this house." Jake grinned. "Or Grandma Ruth." Weeks passed. People in town started noticing something strange. Bikers frequently stopped near Ruth's house. They fixed her roof, cleared her driveway, brought groceries, even repaired broken fences around the neighborhood. Some people were confused. But Officer Daniels understood. He simply smiled. "Looks like Grandma Ruth made some powerful friends." Months later, travelers passing through town noticed something unusual. Whenever bikers rode through, They always slowed down near a small wooden house. Sometimes they waved. Sometimes they stopped for tea. Because in that house lived a woman who once opened her door during the worst blizzard of the year, and helped 9 strangers when no one else would. And from that night forward, the Hell's Angels kept one promise. Grandma Ruth would never face the world alone again.